students, I welcome you all for another lecture on the course Microprocessors and Microcontrollers. From last few classes, we are discussing about different concepts from PIC microcontrollers. In today's class also, I am going to discuss about I/O ports in PIC 16C61 and PIC 16C71 microcontrollers. We know that PIC 16C61 and PIC 16C71 both are 8-bit microcontrollers, and each one have total 13 I/O pins. So here PIC 16C61 and PIC 16C71 have total 13 I/O pins. Those 13 I/O pins are organized in two ports, port A and port B. Port A consists of 5 signals and port B consists of 8 signals. My second point is like that, port A has 5 pins. These are RA02, RA4, and port B has 8 signals. Those are RB02, RB7. So 5 pins from port A and 8 signals from port B. Total pins are 30. TRISA is the special function register used to configure the port A pins individually as either input or output. So here important thing is we can program the port A signals, either input signals or an output signals individually. That we do with the help of a special function register called TRISA. Basically this TRISA we consider as data direction register for port A. So see here friends, for example, this is my port A, this is my port A, and this is my data direction register TRISA. So TRISA size is 5 bits. It is like this. TRISA size is some 5 bits, like this. And here I have a port signals, that is RA02, RA4. For example, if I make this is a bit 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. I program my TRISA like this, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. This is the one. I can assume this is my least significant bit of this TRISA. This is the bit which is helpful for me to program the port A signal RA0. And similarly, this is the bit I consider as the most significant bit of TRISA. By using this bit, I program the most significant pin of port A, that was RA4. So by making of these bits 1 and 0s, I can make these port A signals either input signals or an output signals. So that I was explained in the next point. Setting a bit in TRISA will configure the corresponding pin of port A as an input, otherwise the corresponding pin defined as output. See here friends, some of the bits of TRISA I make it as logic 1. So here the bit is logic 1. This is the bit which is helpful for me to program RA0. So if this bit is 1, then I program or I configure my port A signal RA0 as input, because its corresponding bit in TRISA set to logic 1. So similarly, this is a bit which is corresponding to RA2. RA2 also set to input signal, and this is for RA4. It is also set as input signal. And remaining 2 bits, this is the bit that is corresponding to RA1. So it is set to 0. I make it as RA1 as an output signal. And similarly, this is for RA3. It is 0, so that RA3 also set as an output signal. So like this, we can program this port A signals of port A signals RA0 to RA4, either input signals or an output signals, just by programming of TRISA. So that is the meaning of this. And coming to the next, to read a port A, it will read pin status, and whereas any write operation will write to the port latch. So if you want to read an information from any particular pin, we can read it first, and when we are writing the data into any particular signal, that we send to the corresponding port latch. Because what are the ports we found in these microcontrollers? Those are called buffered input ports and latched output ports. That means we can receive the data through the buffers and we can transfer the data through the latches, the devices which are connected at our I/O ports. That is the meaning of this. And next point, all write operations are read, modify, write operations. That means first we read the information and later we modify it, then we have to go and do a write operation. So that is, the port pin is read, it is then modified and written again. So that means read, modify, write operation. The alternate function of RA4, out of 5 signals of port A in PIC16C61, only one signal, that is RA4, have an alternate function, that is T0CKI. Once you remember the features of PIC16C61, it has one timer circuit along with the watchdog timer WDT. That timer is a TMR0. A timer in a microcontroller can be act as a timer as well as a counter. When it is act as a counter, the timer circuit get the clock signals from external world. And when it is act as a timer, the circuit receives the clock signals from internal oscillator circuit. Your circuit is either act as a counter or a timer. Its job is the same, that is counting of clock pulses. But where they are getting the clock pulses, based on that, the circuit is act as a timer or counter, it will depends. So once my circuit is act as a counter, it receives the clock signals from an external world. So that time I can go and allocate a dedicated signal for receiving of clock signals from an external world for my timer 0. So that I do with the help of T0CKI. It is an alternate function for RA4. And coming to one more important thing is, we have a PIC16C71. This is another controller, so which may have alternate functions for remaining signals of port A. The remaining signals of port A is RA0 to RA3. These 4 signals have an alternate function was defined in PIC16C71. Those are act as analog input signals AIN0 to AIN3. Because once you remember the features of PIC16C71, the difference between PIC16C61 and PIC16C71 was PIC16C71 has internal 4-channel 8-bit analog to digital converter. That means an ADC can collect 4 analog signals at a time and it will pick one of the analog signals for conversion. After conversion, it will produce 8-bit digital data. So that time your PIC16C7 will collect analog signals from an external world with the help of signals called AIN0 to AIN3. So port A signals RA0 to RA3 have an alternate function. In PIC16C71 was AIN0 to AIN3. But if you are coming to PIC16C61, there is no alternate function for the port A signals RA0 to RA3. These signals have only alternate function. You may found in PIC16C71, that is AIN0 to AIN3. So totally this scenario is like this. Both 16C61 and 71 have port A signals RA0 to RA3. For PIC16C61, sorry, this is RA4. PIC16C61, only RA4 have an alternate function, that is T0CKI. But coming to PIC16C71, these signals RA0 to RA3 are act as AIN0 to AIN3 and RA4 function as it is, that is T0CKI. This is the scenario of port signals in case of PIC16C61 and 71 for port A. Next, coming to another one, that was port B. Similar to port A, to program the signals of port B, either input signals or output signals individually, the port B have a data direction register called TRISB. With the help of this TRI-SB, I can program the port B signals, either input signals or an output signals. Depends on my requirement, I program this port B signals with the help of a special function register called TRI-SB. Like our port A, the scenario here also say, setting a bit in TRI-SB will configure the corresponding pin of port B as an input. Otherwise, the corresponding pin is defined as output. Once you make a bit in TRI-SB is equal to 1, the corresponding pin of port B is defined as an input signals. Otherwise, the corresponding pin is defined as output signal. So, like our port A. And port B have some other important things. We can go and discuss that. All port B pins have weak internal pull-ups. To turn on those internal pull-ups, it is necessary to clear the bit RB PU bar in option register. I repeat once again, all port B have weak internal pull-ups. That is one thing. To turn on internal pull-ups, it is necessary to clear the bit RB PU bar or RB PU prime in option register. So this is an important. When a port B is configured as an output, the internal pull-ups are turned off automatically. Once you make a port B signals as an output, no doubt the internal pull-ups are automatically turned off. So that is an important one. Next, a distinguished feature of port B pins, that is RB4 to RB7, is that there is an interrupt on change. I am not considering all the signals of port B. That is from RB0 to RB7 I was not considered. I was only considered here is RB4 to RB7. These are 4 signals may generate an interrupt which is called port B change interrupt. Simply that is here we can call as interrupt on change. So see here, this is only possible if these pins, that is RB4 to RB7, are configured as inputs. That means once you configure RB4 to RB7 as an input signals, due to any reason, any one of these 4 signals logic level is changes to 0. That means any one of these 4 signals can be defined as an output signals. Then automatically what happens is the interrupt on port B change comes onto the picture. So it is only happen once these pins are defined as inputs. That's important. Any pin out of these 4 pins configured as an output will not support this feature of interrupt on change. Yes, absolutely. So this is not applicable for RB0 to RB3 signals. This interrupt on change feature here only exists once you consider the port signals RB4 to RB7. Once they are defined as an input signals, due to any reason, those any one signal becoming as an output signal, automatically interrupt on change comes onto the picture. So the remaining signals you won't get this type of condition. That is, we didn't get interrupt on change condition for the change the logic level on the port signals of port B, that is RB0 to RB3. It is only for the most significant nibble signals of port B, that is RB4 to RB7. This interrupt can wake the device from a sleep mode. So actually this interrupt, what is the use of this is, actually this interrupt is useful for us. Once our device is in a sleep mode, automatically our controller or our devices come out from that sleep mode. We know that sleep mode is one of the power saving mode. If we go for 8051 microcontroller, you may identify the 2 power saving modes. One is idle mode and second one is a power down mode. In those both the modes we are saving the power consumption of the device. In a similar way, coming to the PIC controller, we have power saving mode was a sleep mode. Once our controller is in a sleep mode, it is come out from that sleep mode automatically once this interrupt comes. That is, interrupt on change interrupt comes, automatically our devices come out from that sleep mode. So that's the use of this. The alternate function of RB0. So out of 8 signals, only 1 signal have an alternate function. That signal is RB0. RB0 is act as INT signal. RB0 is act as INT signal. With the help of this INT signal, Our PIC controller collects the interrupt signals from an external world. That means we consider as this INT as an hardware interrupt, because with the help of this INT signal only, our PIC controller receives the interrupt signals from an external devices. There is no alternate function for the rest of port B signals, that is RB1 to RB7. There is no alternate function either in PIC 16C61 or it is in PIC 16C7. Only we identify alternate function for only one, that is RB0, which is INT signal. So I hope you understand, friend, about the concept IO ports present in PIC 16C71 as well as PIC 16C61. Once again I recollect, the total IO pins present in both the controllers are 13. These 13 pins are organized into two ports. Port A consists of 5 pins, RA0 to RA4, and port B consists of 8 signals, that is RB0 to RB7. And if you go for PIC 16C61, only RA4 have an alternate function, that is a T0 CKI. That means whenever my T0 is act as a counter, with the help of that T0 CKI, it receives the clock signals from an external world. There is no alternate functions for R0 to RA3. But if you are coming to PIC 16C71, these 4 signals have an alternate function. RA0 to RA3 are act as AIN0 to AIN3, means analog input signal 0 to analog input signal 3 for internal ADC present in PIC 16C7 controller. And coming to port B, the port B have 8 signals, that is RB0 to RB7. Out of 8 signals, only 1 signal have an alternate function, either in PIC 16C61 or PIC 16C71, that was RB0, which is act as an INT signal. By using this signal, it will go and receive the interrupts from an external devices. And one more thing is, your port B have one more interrupt may generate, that is a interrupt on change, or it is also called a port B change interrupt. It was occurred only for the logic level is changing of any signal of port B, RB4 to RB7, once they are defined as an input. So this port B change interrupt not exist for RB0 to RB3 case. It is only exists for RB4 to RB7. So this interrupt wakes our device from sleep mode. And last point is, for both the ports, to program the port signals, either input signals or output signals, we took the help of a special function register, which we are considered as a data direction register. Those are TRISJ as well as TRISB. TRISJ is for data direction register of port A, and TRISB was data direction register of port B. With the help of the bits which are present in TRISJ as well as the TRISB, we can program the individual signals of port A as well as the port B as an input signals or an output signals. I hope you understand IO ports concept in PIC 16C61 and PIC 16C71 controllers. Thank you for patient listening. We will meet in next class.